Alright. Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to everyone that is joining us today. And also, today is Mother's Day in some parts of the world, and Nigeria is also celebrating. All right, so if you're just joining us, you're welcome. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let them know what is happening on this YouTube channel. Okay, so today our conversation is something that a lot of people seem to talk about, and when they talk about it, they quite generalize the conversation, then they end it with on a kind of a financial note. So today we're going to be having a very important topic, and we're just going to talk about it as it is. Journey into self-discovery and how to build confidence in oneself in the midst of uncertainties. So, if you are just joining us, please let me know where you are joining in from. One, then also don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Let them know what's happening. So, on today's conversation, I'm not going to be the only one that is doing the talking. Yes. I'm going to be having a guest with me on the stage, and this is someone that some of you may know about him, while some persons may not really know about him. So once you join, let me know where you are watching from, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So before I call up our guest speaker, I just want to say one or two things about self-discovery. Some persons they call it self-discovery, some other persons they say how to know their purpose. So this conversation is going to be in two parts. We're going to be having part one today, and by next week, Friday, that's when we'll be having the concluding live sessions. I'm going to be having the part two. Yes, so this part one, journey into self-discovery. Some persons say, okay, they are trying to find their purpose, while some other persons call it self-discovery, self-awareness, anything self, trying to come to the knowledge of yourself and what you are capable of. So in today's conversation, we're not just going to be talking randomly, we're going to be sharing personal experiences and how we got to know, okay, this is this is what I'm made of, and this is what I think I should start doing. Now, when we talk about purpose, a lot of persons they do a lot of things to know purpose. Some people say purpose is something you cannot live without. Purpose is something you can die for. So purpose is traced to something you can do for long. We have a lot of talks about purpose. And a person says that okay, purpose you discover it once and for all. And there's other school of thoughts, and that is one I agree with that. Purpose is not a cast in a stone. You keep on discovering your purpose. Like purpose is not something you just say, oh, I've seen it and that's it. No, no. You cannot just peg yourself at a point and say, this is my purpose. I'm not going to live here. Or I discovered this thing when I was, let's say, 10, and I think that's all my life will be all about. No, no. As you keep walking in this journey of life, on this journey of life, you keep getting more knowledge and your purpose become clearer to you. If you are someone that is all about, okay, I don't even know what I'm all about in this life. So let me just discover something now and I'll stick with it. So even when I keep learning, unlearning, relearning, and I'm seeing that there could be a better version of me, I would not want to change. If you are someone like this conversation may not really do you so much good unless you open your heart to learning. Yes, so you have to open your heart to learning. So I don't want to talk too much. Let me prepare to bring up our speaker. Some of us we know him is popularly called the purpose evangelist. Yes, popularly called the purpose evangelist. he talks about things that have to do with purpose. He has a leadership school where he's currently teaching people and building them on these things we're going to be talking about today: purpose, self discovery, leadership, and other topics that are also aligned with these things I've mentioned. So today we're going to be having Mr. Gabriel Ayodele with us here, live with us. And once you join the live session, if you have any question, please put it in the comments. Yes, if you have any question for Mr. Gabriel or for me, put it in the comments. So today's conversation is going to be straight up, straight to the point. We're not going to be beating about the bush. We're just going to answer some questions as I ask Mr. Gabriel, and it's going to be a very interesting one. I'm not going to be doing most of the talking. Mr. Gabriel is going to talk a lot. So prepare to hear Mr. Gabriel. So I'll be adding Mr. Gabriel to the live, the stage now. And okay, so Mr. Gabriel, you are welcome. If you can hear me, please let me know. You are welcome, Mr. Gabriel. Welcome to today's live session.
Thank you very much,
Oh, Mr. Gabriel, I can't hear
my
you.
great Mama. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. You're welcome.
Can you? All right, all right. It's awesome. It's awesome being here tonight. I'm very, very much excited to be in the live interaction on this course, and I trust that it's going to be a very inspiring talk tonight. So thank you very much for the privilege and platform. Man. I celebrate you greatly.
All right, Mr. Gabriel, you're welcome. Thank you very much. So today's conversation, like I've said, is journeying to self-discovery without wasting so much time. We would love to hear from you, Mr. Gabriel. So your journey into self-discovery, like I said before you came, some persons call it purpose, some persons they call it self self-knowledge. They want to know more about themselves. So your journey to self-discovery, how is it? Because I know that this was not how you started. Yes, so you must have started maybe quite rough, just doing life, and suddenly you came to this point where you know that okay, I'm a purpose evangelist. I'll be able to teach leadership. You're organizing classes for people and all that. So, how did your journey into self-discovery begin? Please let us hear from you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Like I would say, one thing I've come to understand about life is that you see, nobody is an already made element or already made entity. What I mean by that is that every one of us, we are in our raw state, in our raw form. Yes, and there is need for we to discover, there is need for we to seek, there is need for us to refine, there is need for us to build, there is need for us to grow. And then the moment we keep on growing, the better we become. Well, as for me, I am someone looking at my journey actually into where I am currently. I'm still in the journey. I could tell that there is significant level of growth. Now, one thing I want to state, let me start from this. First, the person speaking to you tonight is someone that is in past years is previously and extremely shy. Yes, I'm someone that is very shy. I couldn't speak in public. I couldn't, express myself in public, and it's something very, very bad at that instant. Now, if you can see my video now, just I want you to look at me. You see, I was shy to the extent that if someone is in the stage presenting, yes, I'm shy to look at the person. I'll be covering my face like this. I'll be doing like this. Yes, that's how bad it was. And then, growing up as a young child, we've always have ambitions. We've always have what we want to do. For me now, I wanted to become a doctor. Yes, I told my friends, my parents, and my siblings that I love to be a doctor. But as we begin to grow up, as we begin to grow up, I begin to discover that personally, I don't like the sight of blood or and also the smell of drugs. Yeah, it irritates me. I don't like going to the hospital. Yes, one of the last place I don't like going is the hospital. I actually don't like that place. So now this is where I'm going. This is where I'm actually going. You see, one thing I've come to understand is that God has placed certain things and events in our life that will serve as a navigator to what He wants us to do and where He wants us to be. Now, these circumstances and scenarios are not things that are um, accidental. They don't happen by mistake or by chance. It is carefully crafted that we walk through this path so that we can be directed to where and what God wants us to do at a particular time. What did I mean by this? Now, the shift actually came at the instance where I begin to follow after my creator. Yes, I mean follow after my creator. I became born again. Yes, because the truth is that I want to connect this conversation to the very source. And it's very, very important as regarding that. Now, that is where the change begins. Now, when I became born again, still actually my personality is shy type. The way those philosophers said, they said that okay, we have the introvert, we have the extroverts, we have the ambivert. I am an introvert then, yes. So when I came to know Christ, I began studying about God, studying about His person, and when I begin to know more of God, one thing suddenly became clear to me. I begin to understand my person, my personality, and what God has deposited in me through intense study and prayers, and then looking at scenarios and events that is happening around my life and around the things that are very close to me. Now, as an individual, when I begin to draw close to God, yes, I discovered that there are some activities that I have to do, whether I am an introvert or I'm someone that is very shy. Now I find myself struggle with these things. And one of which is interacting with people. I'm not a social person. Yes, back then I'm still developing actually. I can't freely relate or interact with people, most especially those from the opposite sex. That means a lady now. I find it very nervous to communicate with them. But along the line, when I begin to study more, interact with people, I discover that something begin to change. Something begin to change. When I begin to appear before people, I discover that the once upon a time person that was shy was actually not shy, but he's not undergo certain processes that will warrant him to be refined. Now, all these things actually are inherent inside of us. So, just to give a structure to what I'm about to say at this junction, number one, aside from knowing God, which is your creator, which is very, very fundamental in knowing or discovering your path or your purpose, because the truth is that you cannot know the purpose of a thing without the knowledge or the introduction of the manufacturer. So every purpose is tied to the person who created such thing. And you will all agree with me that God created us. Yes, we are his creature. And definitely when he was creating every one of us, he has the intention, he has an intention in his big plan. Yes, in his big plan. And I want to use this avenue to state the fact that when we talk about purpose discovery, I want you to understand that the purpose of man's creation is already clearly stated in the Bible. If you check through Genesis, if you read Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, it is clearly stated there that man should dominate and rule over the earth. Yes, man, that is the general holistic reason and purpose why God has created us. However, in this great design, every individual has a unique piece. It is just like a puzzle game, and you are one of the piece of that puzzle, and each piece has a specific function that they must carry out in order to fit in the overall design. Are you getting me now? But along the line, because of many distortions and many turbulence as regarding the plan of God when sin was introduced in the world, many things was scattered. So man lost its way, and then we tried to come back. So God was so um, merciful to us that he begins to create a path for we to reconnect back to Him, and that is where salvation comes in. Now, when salvation comes in, when you have fulfilled that aspect, this is where many people stopped. They believe that, and the moment they become born again, that's all. No, that's not all. The moment that you become born again is the start point of discovery, and that's what I tell people, that the moment you become born again, you have started your journey to purpose discovery. So the journey to purpose discovery actually starts from the point of salvation. Yes, whether you like it or not. And I'm not apologetic about what I'm saying now. You cannot tell me that you're trying to discover purpose and then you're trying to look inward, you're trying to look at your potentials, you're trying to look at your gift, what you have built out. All these things are just tools. They are equipment that have been given to you to fulfill purpose. And if you want to talk about purpose, it is found in Christ, and the start point is our salvation. Now,
All right,
after
thank
that
you.
part,
Thank you very much for
let me
that.
just
I
round up.
want to,
Thank you.
or I would
Let
love
me just
to.
quickly.
Okay, just one. I want to add something to that.
All right, all right.
I said you can round
I,
off.
I'm
I wanted to add something to that and also ask another question, but you can round off, please.
uh, all right, all right. So now after that baseline, that's the foundation. Now, one thing that is very much important again is that God now give us what I call the purpose pointers. Now, these purpose pointers is what we now carefully look into as we trust God for the revelation. So purpose is revealed. It is not something you found reading books. It's not something you speculate about. It's not something you try by doing try and error. So these three purpose pointers. Number one, we have your pain. Your pain. Now, when we talk about pain, these are scenarios, painful experiences, scenarios that happen around you. That is not actually palatable. It's not comfortable. Now, in that pain, that you find yourself is your purpose. Yes. And one of my mentors will always said, in that mess you find yourself is your message to your world. So you get it now. So scenarios, inconvenient scenarios that happens around us is a part of the things that point our direction towards what we are meant to do. Now, another aspect of this pain is what I call, on dissatisfaction. There are certain events or things that happen around you that once you see those things, they get you angry. You are pained about it. You are not happy about such thing. Now, in that place, something is calling out your essence. My friend, this is why you have been sent to bring solution to this particular thing. And number two is what I call your passion. Now, you must take note that passion is not always tantamount to purpose. Are you getting me? But your purpose can actually become your passion. But passion it does not automatically mean it's your purpose. Passion is what you that something that moves you, something that drives you. For instance, I'm someone that I usually tell people that I'm not a teacher. Are you getting me? But I love teaching. I love talking. One of the things I love doing is that I love speaking a lot. I believe you would have seen it just this little time. Yes, I love speaking a lot. So now this when we talk about passion, passionate is something that you it drives you, something you can do even without getting paid for it. Are you getting me now? And I do tell people that the proof of passion is pursuit. The proof that you are passionate about something is that you pursue after it, you follow after it, even if for the temporary time that thing may not actually bring perhaps money to you, or maybe influence, or maybe recognition to you, but because you are passionate about it, you follow after it. And then the third one, as I round up, is your potentials, which are the gifts, the inherent gifts that have been given to us. Are you getting me now? I find it easy to speak, to teach. You get it? Now I find it easy. I'm someone that is how will I put it now? I call it a philomath. Yes, I can easily understand the concept. Are you getting me? I'm critical in my judgment and stuff like that. And these are the things I've combined together to help me as I journey in the path of purpose. In the path of purpose. So as I round up, as I round up now, I want you to understand that purpose discovery is a journey that starts from the standpoint of salvation. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Gabriel, you just gave us a crash course on purpose from how did you discover your own, how did you get your own self-discovery, how did you get your own purpose, to another mini crash course on purpose. And I think you've answered some of the questions I wrote here. Some of the questions I wrote here. I really have some other questions, and I would love you to be very snappy with your answers so that I'm able to cover a lot of questions that I had written out here. So you mentioned something about purpose beginning at salvation. So I want to quickly chip in something there. When a lot of persons think about purpose, they think about purpose from the point that once I'm committed to something and that thing is maybe bringing money, they can just say, okay, maybe this is my purpose. Or once I'm committed to something and it gives me influence, maybe this is my purpose. This has always been my purpose. But you mentioned something and I want to say it. So if you are following us live, I would love you to type it out in the comment section, or if you watch this later. And that is, God is the one who created everyone, and your purpose cannot be discovered outside God. Yes. Now, Mr. Gabriel mentioned something about purpose discovery as salvation. Now, let me quickly chip this in. Even if you are saved and you try to discover your purpose outside God, you are still not going to get it. Let me make this, should I make this very bold statement now? Or okay, let me just say it. During the program we had recently, so we had this kind of apologetics talk where we say hard truths. That was where the speaker further confirmed what I said and what I'm going to say next. Said, even if you already have influence, you already have money, you already have fame, as long as you are not in God, there is 100% likelihood that you are not actually living out purpose how God would want you to live it. Let me give an example. So let's say that God created me to become a singer, and I didn't come to God. I didn't even take note of God. Maybe I now finally became an atheist, and I finally became a singer. You can say I'm living out my purpose when I have fame and influence. But that singing, as long as I'm not singing to glorify God, as long as I'm not doing it how God has written it out for me when He was creating me, I can still be living out something that looks like my purpose, but I'm not living out my real purpose in God. Because nobody can actually live out purpose unless you find out from God. And like I said earlier, before this conversation started, purpose is not a cast in stone. It's not something you just discover at the age of 7 and say, oh, I found it, so I'm not going to do anything again about it. I'll just hold it like a title. My purpose is to be singing. My purpose is to be singing. No, you grow in it. As you keep on growing, God keeps on expanding you. So God does not just bring the whole vision to you at once. So I don't want to talk too much because today I said I'm going to ask Mr. Gabriel a lot of questions. So Mr. Gabriel said something about being shy. Being shy, Mr. Gabriel, please. Very, very snappy. So you were shy, and now you said that after being shy, you came to know God and every other thing. So now you are no longer shy. You even said you to close your face, even when you're not the speaker. Now, for people that are shy, let's not let's not talk about how salvation impacted you. What did you do? Practical steps that you engaged in to remove shyness from you. So please help us. How will people that are shy overcome shyness? What did you do? Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, like I said, um, The truth is that philosophers and psychologists told us that we have introverts and extroverts, right? Now, the goal is not to actually make you to become an introvert or to become an extrovert. The truth is that I do tell people that there are three process or three ways in which God has given us ability to express our purpose. Number one is by speaking. Number two is by writing, and then number three is by acting. Are you getting me? And two of these, which has to do with speaking and acting, has to do with being confident. That means overcoming shyness. If you are somebody that is shy, or perhaps in quote, you are an introvert, are you getting me? You won't be able to actually create a significant impact on those whom you have called to impact. So personally, one of the thing that made me overcome shyness, number one, is to believe in myself, work on my self-esteem. Jesus.
Maybe Mr. Gabriel is having a bit of hitch over there. All right, so so Sagara said something. He was saying one before he had a bit of glitch there. So he was talking about working on the self-esteem. I don't want to help him answer the full question, but when you are shy, one thing you do not want to do is don't write off yourself. Yes, you don't have to write off yourself and say, "Oh, I'm shy, so I can't do this. This can never be for me." There are some of you, yes, some of you now, you know that, oh, I can do what I can do what peace is doing right now. So why haven't you started? Yes, why haven't you started? Some of you, you are thinking that, oh, I have to put A, B, C together before I get this done. But until you tell yourself that shyness does not define my personality, I'm shy is just a narrative I've been sold. A narrative you've been sold. Maybe while growing up, your parents kept telling you that you're a shy person, you're a shy person. And any little thing that happened to you, people just concluded that you were shy. So now you've come to believe that I'm shy. And even when you see opportunities that would bring you out there, make you speak and interact with the public, because you believe a wrong narrative that have been sold to you over time, you keep telling yourself that you are shy and you step back from opportunities. See, you are not a shy person. You have not just discovered places that makes you comfortable. You are still getting to know people. You are still getting to know yourself better and how to handle situations that look a bit tough and that look a bit stretchy. It's not as if you are shy. Yes. So don't ever put that narrative in front of your head that, oh, I'm shy. That's why I cannot do this. You are not shy. You are not shy. So before Mr. Gabriel comes back, I've already started talking about this shyness. So once he comes back, I'm not sure we'll go through this again. But how do you overcome shyness? How do you overcome shyness? Apart from apart from positive confirmation that okay, I'm not shy. This Mr. Gabriel was saying something. Self development, working on yourself. You cannot only speak about a topic that you know nothing about. For example, if I call you now and tell me about metaphysics, you cannot tell me anything about metaphysics if you've not read it. And when you come on stage, you are not saying anything. People will say that, oh, you are shy. Or they'll say something like, oh, maybe she's a shy person. Until you have in-depth knowledge about a topic, whenever you are faced with people and you have to communicate value around that topic, you'll be blank and people will tell you shy. So one way to fix your shyness is go for knowledge. If you see a conversation or a topic that you're very good in or good at, and you are talking to someone, you notice that you are not shy. E.g., gossip is easy for everybody. If I tell you now, tell me about yourself, maybe your struggle, you discover that you are not really shy because you have rich knowledge about yourself. But when it gets to conversations that you don't really have so much knowledge and you don't know so much on those topics, that's when you start saying things like, I'm shy. So shyness can be worked on when you go for knowledge, go for personal discovery, go for self-development, go for take classes, lessons that works on that help you work on your communication, public speaking. You cannot start, nobody was born a public speaker. You can't start speaking in public all of a sudden. Yes, so that's that on how to overcome shyness. So before we get Mr. Gabriel back on the stage, I hope nothing serious happened over there. So our conversation we are having is journey into self-discovery. And something about self-discovery I want you to know is that is a process. It's a process. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Once you started this journey and you see that, oh, it's not going the way I envisioned it, don't be hard on yourself and say it's not for me. Maybe it's for some special set of people. No, everybody is meant to be great. Yes, you too. You guys watching me, you are meant to be a great person. You just need to take out time and understand yourself. That is what I majorly first of all help people to do when they come in for my paid section, especially the intense coaching that I have for a month or two. I want you to know about yourself first. We have to discover you before we start telling you, hey, know this about self-development, know this about finance, know this about your person. You should know you. You should know you. Until you know you, there's not so much you can do. That's why we're having this conversation. All right, so oh my things that Gabriel, I don't know. So I think he's back now. So Mr. Gabriel, we lost you for a minute. I don't know what happened, but I've already done a bit of the conversation
Sorry.
about sharing because we have to move with time. So I really don't want us to flop on that conversation anymore. Like I literally did summary while you were away. So let's just leave that conversation and go on to the next. How to
Oh,
build confidence
all right.
is almost similar to shyness. How to build confidence in oneself. So let me quickly do a background talk on this. You know, you were not born confident. I was not born confident. A baby do not even know left from right. That's the truth. So everything you see anybody acting out from a very young age is what they have been taught by parents, loved ones, or their environment. Now, some persons grew up to become shy, like we were discussing earlier. Some persons grew up to have low self-esteem, low self-worth, or some persons just grew up to have a very bad esteem about themselves. It's not this one is not even low, this one is bad self-esteem. Or some persons grow up to become overconfident and proud. Now, for people who let's say they they grew up in an environment where they were not really taught these things about confidence and all that, they just believe that maybe A was born with it and B that themselves now were quite unfortunate to not have it. How can they build their confidence? How can they build it? So what should they do to build confidence? So please just quickly give us an answer on this so that we can run through other questions. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Now, how to build your confidence? Is it number one? You need to work on your self-esteem. Yes, you need to build on your self-esteem. Now, self-esteem is number one is a product of your self-concept. What you know about yourself. Yes, if you ask me now what I know about myself now, there are a whole lot I can tell you about myself. Yes, a whole lot. So your self concept is one of the things that is very much important in building your self esteem. You get it now. So it is what you know that you can actually be confident about. Then yourself. Then number two, you must When we talk about confidence, you must also be knowledgeable on a particular aspect of knowledge or discipline. This is what I'm trying to say. Now, for instance, now, I personally, there are three areas of life like I can confidently speak about it. Three areas of life. Number one is purpose. Number two is leadership, and number three is business. Yes, these three areas. Purpose encompasses ministry wise, maybe talking about God or stuff like that. Then everything that relates to it, talking about life. You get it now. So now I've builded myself. I've read books, listened to podcasts, attend webinars. I've groomed myself in this field, in this area, such that by the time I open my mouth to speak about it, there is this confidence I have that no, at least I have a level of knowledge and a level of exposure about this particular area or aspect. So the reason why most people are not confident about doing something is because of the fear that they are not competent or they are not capable of doing it. So if you can deal with that fear by going into what I call intense reading, development, listening. Now, you can listen to people in areas that interest you. Are you getting me? Listen to them speak. I listen to the likes of Miss Moreau. I watch his video very, very, very much, and others like that. So now, when you listen to and you see them speak, there is something it's doing in your personality. Is affecting the way you see the stuff, maybe speaking or engaging in the general sense. So this is one of the aspects you can also do to build confidence. And also sometimes, like our host said, your environment also matters. Yes, your environment matters. And I can tell you that if your environment does not support your growth, please change it. Change it, leave it. If it doesn't support your growth, change, and you have no business staying there. Yeah, you have no business staying there. Now, when you change your environment, bring also, apart from changing your environment, change your association. Yeah, if you show me five friends, and all this, and you are one of these five friends, and these all these three five friends, there are people that have low self-esteem, there are people that doesn't have confidence. Tell me, how will you develop confidence in such kind of association? In fact, if you even make an attempt to become confident, those people, whether consciously or unconsciously, they are going to bring you down. So if you take
Yeah.
these key things into consideration, definitely, when you another thing also is to practice. Yes, let me add this before as I round up, is to practice. You must practice. Yes, engage. You don't build confidence by being mute. You build it by taking action. You build it by engagement. So when you engage, are you getting me? You can make mistake. Yes, you can make mistake, and making mistake is, it's not bad. Yes, it's not bad. Mistakes cause for improvement. So it only points the area of improvement for you. Then you go back, you develop yourself, you build yourself, and when you come again, you engage. This is how you refine yourself and you build yourself as you go further and make progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. You see, you just, like I said, just touched another question I wanted to ask again. Talking about mistakes. So, so I'll still ask it. I'll ask that question, but now not the way you touched on it. Thank you very much. You said something. You said self-esteem is built from self-concept. See, I have to take note of that because some persons now when they watch this live watch the replay and they say I should build my self-esteem, they'll start thinking, okay, which one is self-esteem? How am I going to go about this? Self-esteem, write this down if you are watching this replay, is built from self-concept. What do you know about yourself? If you don't really know some things about yourself, that's when you can have low self-esteem, you can be bullied, you can feel shy, feel less confident. And you also talk about reading books. You know something about that self-concept you mentioned. If as a person, as an individual, you you are told by people that you are ugly. Yes. For example, while growing up, I was often compared. People usually compare me to my younger sister, and they'll tell me things like, she's more beautiful and she's slim. Yes, my younger sister is quite a beauty queen actually when you see her. So people usually compared us, and I felt bad. Apart from feeling bad, it so got to me that I started doubting if I was beautiful. It took it took a lot of time sitting down with the mirror and I look at myself. Oh, is this ugly? Is this ugly to people? What are they saying that they are saying that I'm not I'm not as beautiful as my younger sister? So the comparisons kept going on and on. What actually brought that deliverance for me, like Mr. Gabriel just said, self-concept. Like, what do you know about yourself? Until I knew that, first of all, I had a longer hair. She had a very beautiful texture of hair. I had a longer hair. I was fair, very fair. That was the person that gave me confidence that no, I'm not ugly. Even if I used to think that something was wrong with me, as long as I'm fair, I'm beautiful. So I had to do a lot of rewiring on my mind and everything. Taking a look at myself constantly, looking at the mirror, and I told myself, no, it got to a point when I met people later on. One particular person told me that you are really beautiful. Your sister is fine. So, but you are really beautiful. So I did not argue. I just told myself, okay, this is healing my esteem. So it got to a particular time where people were still trying that comparison. They say, your sister is more beautiful than you. I told them, it's what we are seeing. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. I am beautiful. I know it. So as I'm talking to you now, I don't have
You
the
are now. You are now.
low self-esteem. I'm no longer shy or looking down on myself. So until you build your self-concept, your self-esteem will keep going down. So I don't want to talk too much about this. Let me go to that question now. You said something about mistakes. Now, the question I have here is, how can your past failures or rejection, some persons now, the reason why they are no longer confident, the reason why they are not confident in themselves is because they've had past failures. Yes, they've had past failures, they've had past rejections, they've had past disappointments. Now, how can those things affect your confidence? And how can you
Mm.
break free from this? Okay, I think after this, I'll just quite wrap up. I don't know. Are you there, Mr. Gabriel, or is the network just kick you out the key? Or can you hear me? Okay, yes. Okay. All right. We are waiting for Mr. Gabriel to help us answer that question. So before he before he comes up, let me just quickly add to what I was saying earlier about building your self-concept. So if as a person you've not taken out time to discover more about yourself, you'll battle with low self-esteem. That's the truth. So take out time to know about your likes, your dislikes, what fancies you, what you can go on and on to talk about, your passion, what you are really interested in. You can like something and you are not totally interested in it. Yes, so you find out your passion, your likes, your dislikes, what you are really good at, and every other thing that makes you you. For example, now, I remember recently I was working on my nails, and I've always admired people who had these longer nails, not the short type of nail that when you start growing nails, it's not so fine. So I've always thought that since my nails are not those long nails, let me not bother growing nails. But I started growing nails because I didn't pay attention to it. So I continued growing nails and I discovered that it was fine. But I met someone that told me that, nails do not fit people that have short, like the nail on it naturally short before it starts growing. And I could have allowed that get to me and say, what this person is saying is true. So because this person is saying that they do not fit people that naturally have short fingers, let me just continue eating deep, eating mine deep and cutting it off. No, know about your likes, your dislike, what you really love about yourself. And when you know these things, nothing will intimidate you, because you see a lot of persons now, once they step into rooms, they are intimidated. Maybe because they see that, oh, this person is looking posh, or something good about them is staring at the other person at the face. So they say, okay, this person has what I don't have, and because of that, they are intimidated. Know yourself in depth, what you like, what you don't like. And when you know these things about you in depth, you discover that you do not struggle with low self-worth, low self-esteem, and your confidence is really, really high. So Mr. Gabriel is back, and I would love you to answer that question for us. How can past failures and past rejection affect a person's confidence? And how can you build or come out of that? So people have past rejections, past failures, and their confidence level has dropped. How can
All right, thank you
past
very much.
failures? Yeah, you got the question, right?
Yeah, I get. Thank you very much. Now, you see,
Right.
when we talk about failures, failures can actually affect our confidence in two ways. It's like a two-edged sword. It has the positive side and the negative side, and the aspect of which it's going to affect our life depends on how we see it, how we see failure. Yes. Now, if you want to make failure to become a positive effect, to have a positive effect in your life, then you got to see failure as feedback. Yes, as feedback for improvement. Yes. Now, but some people, and you must see failure as a means to an end, not an end in itself. You get it now. So the problem why people have issues with failure or rejection is because they see it as an end. So when you see it as an end or a destination, you believe that there is nothing you can do about it. And once you believe that there is nothing you can do about it, automatically your brain or your mind shut off from any alternative that you can actually develop in order to come out from such situation. I hope you get that now. So the if you talk about failure, I have my own share of failure. For instance, now I have to write WAEC 4 times for 4 years before I actually passed. Yeah, I wrote WAEC for 4 years. Now, it's a very now I'm going to use this my story now to answer the second aspect of this question. Now, I finished my secondary school in 2015, and I failed mathematics that 2015. And the irony of it is that while in secondary school, I was one of the best students, with the top two students in mathematics. Yes, but it is um, very strange that I failed mathematics in WAEC, and that is what actually
Yes.
gave me issues. Are you getting me? Now, I didn't write WAEC 2016. I wrote in 2017. I wrote 2017. 2017, the one I wrote first, I had D7. In 2017, I had F9 in mathematics. So it was that the failure was so massive that I was almost getting discouraged, and my confidence was already shattering. Why will I fail? I read, I studied so much. In 2018, I enrolled for another WAEC. I still failed math. I had this 7 in mathematics. Now, this is what now happened. When I failed math in 2018, I have to sit down. This is not prayer because I've prayed. Oh, if it's prayer, oh God, we've prayed prayers. That's why I do tell people that, see, by experience, I told people that there are some things that is not prayer you need. What you need is knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah, it's knowledge. So yeah, so that 2018, and I now sat down. I was like, why am I consistently failing? In your own case now, it might be rejection. You get it now. So I want you to apply what I'm saying now. So I begin to ask myself, why am I consistent? This is a consistent failure. I've done it the first time, I failed. The second time, I failed. The third time, I failed. That means something must be wrong, because definitely I can't do my practice. That's wrong. That's bad. So I can't do that. So then I asked myself, personally, I developed these three questions. Yes, I developed these three questions. Now, these are the three questions I answered truthfully. with myself. Number one, what are those things that I'm supposed to do that I'm not doing? Number one. Number two, what are the things that am I supposed to do? What are the things I'm supposed to do, but I'm doing it haphazardly? That means I'm not doing it completely. I'm just trying to, I'm only doing some part of it. I'm brushing it. You get it now? That's number two question. Number three question, what are those things am I not supposed to do and I'm doing it? I don't know if you get these questions. I don't know
Yes,
if you get
I'm
this.
taking those questions down. Simple questions.
Okay. Okay, now these are the three questions I asked myself. What are the things I'm supposed to do I'm not doing? What are the things I'm supposed to do and I'm doing it haphazardly? I'm not doing it completely. And what are the things I'm not supposed to do and I'm doing it? These were the three questions I asked myself. Now, when I asked myself this question, I begin to see where I have been missing it and where I've been missing out. And the moment I was able to give an answer to this question, I enrolled for another WAEC in 2019. And when I wrote that WAEC in 2019, then it was mathematics. When I finished my mathematics exam, I came out with confidence and I told someone, in this mathematics exam, if I don't have A1, I will have B2. Anything other than these two grades, WAEC is not an exam. I confidently said that. And when the result came out, I had B2 in math.
Wow.
Yes. So if you check the illustration I gave now, you discover that you must see mistake, failures, or rejection as feedback for improvement. You get it now? And you must not see it as a destination or as an end. You must see it as the means to an end. It simply means that there is a way you should have done it that you have not done it. Search for that way, look for that way. Get, if it warrants you to take a course, if it's rejection, go for that course. If it warrants you to pick up a book and read. You see, sometimes most secrets that we are looking for, that we call mystery, most of them are boldly revealed in books. The problem is that majority don't read books.
Yeah.
We don't read. We don't read. So these are ways you handle failure and rejection. Yes. And when you do this, actually, now another aspect of it is you see, when we talk about failure also, now let me add this quickly. When we talk about failure, actually, you see, um environment matters also. You see, I will always say environment matters, because the truth is that you may be in a particular environment. Are you getting me? And I'm bringing another perspective to this now. I've answered the normal question. Now, you may be in a particular environment, and what you that environment see as success, are you getting me? As success may be um an average result, or actually a failure in another environment. What I'm trying to say in essence is that you when don't limit yourself to the environment you find yourself. Yes. Now, when you think that you are good at something, expand or extend your competition to a higher level. And that's one thing I love doing, to what ensure that I build myself beyond my current level. And if I fail in that aspect, I see it as a challenge to develop myself. So, and when you begin to develop yourself, you begin to build your confidence. You begin to build your confidence, and overall, you will become good and better at what you do. Thank you very much, man.
Wow, Mr. Gabriel, thank you very, very, very much for that brilliant answer. You see, I've taken our time to write out those three questions you asked yourself, and I will be asking myself these questions almost every time. What am I supposed to do that I'm not doing? I think that's the first question. What are the things I'm supposed to do that I'm not doing well? I'm doing it haphazardly. Then the final question, what am I not supposed to do that I'm doing? Watch out for me, everyone. a new version of me is coming out because Mr. Gabriel just gave me some very powerful question. You see, after Mr. Gabriel asked himself that question, he went on to come out with a victory in his mass. Meaning, those questions challenge the depth of those failures, and the next thing he saw was success. So, this is the last question I'm going to ask you for tonight because I don't want us to go past 1 hour. Yes, I don't want us to go past 1 hour. So now we have people who say they are confident, but in the real sense, they are proud. Yes. So how can we differentiate between being confident? Okay, I'm already getting my own time on here. This is 9 already, but on the live session it's 5 minutes. So how can we differentiate between being proud and being confident? So please just give us quick answer to that. So that will be all for tonight. Thank you very much.
Uh, all right. Thank you very much. You see, actually, there is a thin line between confidence and being proud. Yes, the line is very, very thin. Yes, very, very thin. Um, you see, being confident. Okay, let me start with the negative. Proud. You see, both the truth is that both of them focus on self. Are you getting me? Both of them focus on self because when you're talking about confidence, it's about yourself. And when you're talking about being proud, it's about yourself. You get it now. But one, the manifestation of one, the manifestation of one breeds arrogance in speech. Yes, it breeds arrogance in speech and in dealings. You see, that's why when you talk about confidence, you also look at how you relate, your relation, the way you relate with people. Are you getting me? Can tell if it is being proud or
Yeah.
being confident. Are you getting me? And
Yeah.
it has to do with, yes, the way you relate with people. So when we talk about being proud, pride manifests itself by your respect level. Yeah, I use that as the way you respect people, whether they are above you or you are the same level or they are under you. Are you getting me now? But when we come to confidence, confidence is a positive aspect or the opposite of being proud. However, your confidence is within boundaries of principles that guides how you speak, how you act, and how you engage without, maybe overstepping or trying to show off that, okay, because I'm good at this thing, it should be me. It should be me. And now this is one thing that is common to people who says they are in the journey of confidence or stuff like that. Now, when another person is speaking, and then in your heart you begin to say, Kai, if I'm the one standing there, I will speak better than this person, or I will do this thing. That's pride though. Actually, yes, that's pride. Within, that's actually, pride is not, sometimes there's pride within, one that is not revealed and one that is revealed. So that's the thin line between being proud and then being confident. Confidence is a virtue that is placed within a boundaries of principles, while being proud is a virtue that is not limited within boundaries of principles when it comes to emotional intelligence and ethical living. Thank you very much. That's the best I can, be able to conceptualize at
Thank,
this time. I don't know if I'm able to respond to that
thank you.
question well.
Thank you very much. You see, I wrote down something here you said that pride brings arrogant speech and relations. So you can say that, oh, I'm confident. Now, something about confidence, actually, you can, if people who are also suffering from pride hears you, they might feel, oh, you sound so arrogant. But something about confidence and pride is that for someone who is confident, you can naturally see that this person is not just talking to put another person down, but is talking with results. A proud person can also have results, but you can hear the so many braggadocious and rude way that person is communicating what they think that they know. So that will bring us to the end of the question and answer we have for Mr. Gabriel. So I'm really grateful for Mr. Gabriel joining us today on tonight's live conversations. And if you've not been following us, please do well to follow us. Follow this YouTube page because more interesting conversations will be coming up. And like you know, this YouTube page is all about healing, healing from different aspects, not just talking, there's singing, very soon you see spoken words. Yes, we are big on healing. So everything to make a person whole and healed, healed and whole. That's what we prioritize here. So send this link to people, let them join us in our next conversation that will be happening next Friday. That's this Friday now, this week. And also, you can watch the replay whenever you are free. So, everyone who joined us tonight, thank you very much. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, Mr. Gabriel, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. And that will be all for now. Have a good night rest. Don't forget, like I said earlier, happy Mother's Day, happy Sunday, happy New Week, and enjoy the best of this week. Good night, everyone.